Welcome back to CFB Nation. I am your host, Nino Brown. I got my guy with me. You already know who it is. D now, aka Mr. Get It Done. And when we're on the screen, it's Devy Darlings time. Before we break it down and get into it, my man, how's it been?
Not too bad. I mean, it's cold as balls here. So other than that, you know,
What
I'm living the dream.
what do you got? You below 20s?
Oh yeah, we were single digits for the last couple days.
Oh, yeah. I had
Yeah,
I had some snow today, but it was nothing. It's I think it's like 19 gonna be tonight. So, but that's nothing near where you're at. So,
yeah.
stay warm, my friend. Stay warm. Well, we're gonna talk about a guy who got warm just in this bowl season, and I think and I believe you agree as well. He is going to be a dude going into next season that I think is going to take the bull by the horns, and a lot of people are going to be very familiar with Dylan Sampson. What are your
Mhm.
thoughts?
Yeah. I
He's
saw him play against Iowa. They're going to be a threat for the next couple of years.
I had to just start with that because I know that you saw all of that in that game.
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Youthful, both him and Nico, young, mobile
Yeah.
guys.
Future's bright.
Yeah, Future's very bright in Knoxville. But it's Dylan Sampson we're talking about 5'11", 190 pounds, right? From Gesmar, Louisiana. Dutchtown High School is where he went to. And this kid's not just a football player. He got some brains up there. 4.0 GPA. He graduated out of high school with. Gotta love kids that got smarts and love playing football. As with like you look at some of these guys that are pretty smart, like Jason Kelsey, just retired. That guy's he's a pretty smart man. There's a few guys out, Dobbs, you
Yeah.
know, you know,
Rocket science.
yeah. So like it's seeing them that having the brains and having the brawn all together in one. It's kind of it's like an oddball. Most people put football players as the do. They don't really
Hmm.
know much. But tell me a little bit about your guy here because I know he just this topic comes up and I know it just right in your alley.
Yeah, so you know me, I love kids who play more than one sports in high school. Dylan played football, obviously, but he also ran track. He ran a 4.32 40, stupid fast, 10.48 100, again, stupid fast, and a 21.16 200. And like to put it in perspective, I know we talked about it last week, maybe the week before. If he wanted to focus solely on track, like
Yeah.
those could have been like Olympic prep numbers, just for everyone out there that's not aware. And then in the 2022 class, he was ranked the 36th running back, behind some names you might have heard of, some names you might not have. We'll start with Caleb Johnson out of Iowa, who's ranked just right ahead of him. On the year, on his career, he's got just a little over 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns. Damari Alston from Auburn was ranked 28th. He's only got 405 yards, 2 touchdowns. Then you have Dallin Hayden, who's been kind of buried at Ohio State, was ranked number 24 on his career. He's only got 663 yards and 5 touchdowns. And then Jabrian Payne at Notre Dame was ranked 25th, and he doesn't even have 200 yards, but he has 2 touchdowns. So I know we were talking in the green room too. It's like I honestly forgot that he was the number 3 back for Tennessee. And seeing some of these names that he was ranked behind, it's just mind blowing.
I've been. It seems to be a constant thing that I've been saying to you in the last couple episodes. I don't understand who is grading these guys, because like if you go back, I'm willing to say at least 4 years, they have totally. Now I'm not saying the QBs or the wide receivers; they're pretty close with those. And every once in a while, you're gonna get a guy in that's 50 ranked wide receiver that just balls out.
Right, that's going to break
Cool.
out.
It seems as though you're getting kids in the mid 30s to 50s that are like just coming out of the woodwork. Martinez, Judkins. Now this guy, it seems as though somebody, whoever's grading them,
Yeah.
I don't know how they're doing. They need to reevaluate the process because it doesn't seem like it's very thorough. When the bottom half seems to have more success than the top half. Now, granted, you're going to be those guys, and I understand. I'll play devil's advocate. Well, these guys at the top aren't coming in and starting.
Mhm.
It has a lot of probability to it, yes, okay. But then you get guys like CJ Baxter who came in and played in a school that doesn't normally let true freshman to play and earned his role in even when Jonathan Brooks was dominating. Back getting carries. So if you're good, you're good. You're going to get on the field. But the guy's making this process and ranking these kids, man. I would like to see it if maybe Caleb Johnson went to Georgia, right? or went to a school where, they did more than just focus on one thing and gave him more options, where he would be. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Yeah, absolutely.
shout out Joe Clark out there, buddy. How we doing, man?
Joe knows.
Joe knows, big Giants fan. Shout out to Giants and Joe. He's got that show out there. Catch him out there on Total Titles. But yes, the Vols and Dylan Sims. I'm a fan. I saw, like you said, saw him in the bowl game. Caught my eye. But these people here that are doing this grading, they need to be reevaluated.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Dutchtown High School. In 2021 as a junior, 1,327 yards, 15 touchdowns. Great numbers, right?
Oh, yeah.
Games. Eight games.
Whew.
That is it. Okay, those are big boy numbers in just 8 games. Now, as a senior, he was named All-State. He had 1,374 yards, 22 touchdowns. My man averaged 9.28 yards per carry. I mean, it's a first down every time he touched the ball.
Walking first down.
Yeah, that is insane. And now I know why Tennessee was all over him, and I know why there was a bunch of schools that were all over him. But there's this one thing. I need you to talk to me about this stat that jumped up, because when I saw this, because this guy, if he didn't eat himself out of the league, right, he would have been a dude. So,
yeah, absolutely. So anytime you see someone surpass someone who ended up actually having a solid career in the NFL, it has to be pointed out. His time at Dutchtown, he ended up passing NFL running back Eddie Lacy for the most career touchdowns, 54, and career yards, almost 5,000, missed it by about 70 yards, 4,927 yards on his career.
For those of you who don't know, Eddie Lacy was a big boy, okay, who had trouble making the weight cut as he got older in his career, and it kind of just fizzled out. This kid's 190. Okay, that he ain't even anywhere in the realm of what Eddie Lacy was coming out of high school. This kid, the sky is the limit for this kid, and you can see it. It was prominent this year in the times that he was able to catch the ball and get out there and tote it. Oof. Talk to me about the offers, D.
Yeah, so he had a total of 24 offers. You name it. He had some of those schools: Arkansas, Mississippi State, South Carolina, Western Kentucky, Purdue, and obviously ended up going to Tennessee. So,
and he did enroll early. He was there, in June. Is that still an early enroll? Is it June?
I think early is actually January.
Yeah, it is January. Yeah. So he wasn't an early enroll, but this kid's got the talent. We're going to talk to you a little about his attributes before we break down his time at Tennessee and our player comps, which I think we're gonna love. I love the sneak attack he got at the end there. That was a good one. Speed. That was prominent. Right in the beginning of the show, we talked about speed. Okay, he's got speed, but he got power. Okay. He's like a pinball out there, and pinball in many different ways. Like, he bounces off tackles coming out of the hole, right? But maintains his balance, and he's able to continue going. He's also like a pinball because side to side, like he slides off tackles. He'll spin. He has a strong lower body at 190. You know what I mean? Like, you can see it up on the screen here. He's a well-built kid. He's got a good center of gravity. I talk about this, man. I've seen it multiple times, especially in the South Carolina game. I coming out the hole, he got hit. He kind of rolled. The other guy hit him. He rolled back the other way, hit the hash, started going up, went for like 14 yards. The elite balance, the speed, all combined together, man. The kid's going to be special. What are some of the things that jumped off the screen to you?
Yeah, first thing, obviously, that I noticed, he's got good hands for a running back, which is needed in today's football. He's got really good vision for a young kid, can find the holes. And on top of that, yes, he has the speed, but he also has the agility that he can just plant and then go, which not a lot of people can do. And along with his agility, he's got like a little shimmy shake to him that sets him free, gets him the extra 1, 2, 3 yards. And again, agile, athletic. And I think what I really love is he's a 3 down running back. Today's football's kind of slowly starting to go more committee wise.
Yes,
So you see backs that can play every down. What's not to love about that?
absolutely. I in the college, it's very odd that they have one back run. Never mind in the NFL nowadays, right?
Mhm.
But he seems like he can carry it the 20 times if necessary. I don't know if he will or if Tennessee will allow him to, right? But I think he can. We've seen him get 17. We've seen him get, 20 carries and produce,
Mhm.
right? Um, his counterparts in front of him in small and right. I feel like he's got a little bit of both of the guys, right? But then he has his aspect, which is the speed spot. Because neither one of them gentlemen had the speed, but they were bruisers. They had a little bit of shake to get loose, to get more yards. Nothing crazy. I'm not saying they were Barry Sanders, but they had a little tweak to him, a little twitch. He might have a little more, looseness to him. But yeah, I like what he's got. He's got a little bit of everything. Just has inexperience. He didn't have much
Mhm.
sample size, but you did, and we're gonna get into it. He did get better pretty much at every statistical category when given more opportunity, and carries and touches. So in 2022, as a true freshman, he had 58 attempts, close to 400 yards, 397 yards, 6 touchdowns, close to 7 yards per carry. Did have 3 receptions, 24 yards. Now, out of the 397, this is the stuff that jumps off the page to me, and it's like a neon sign. I'm like, okay, check that off. I'm going to watch this. Out of 397 yards, he had 265 yards after contact. But that's more than 3/4 of your yards are coming after somebody is hitting you.
Yeah.
Hence, where we're talking about when we've seen the balance, right? The pinball-esque type of move where it don't matter. Like, he's not shying away from the contact because he knows that his balance and athleticism will keep him upright. He's always going to gain positive. It seems like he's always moving forward, even if he's fallen. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He had 10 runs as a freshman, 10 runs of over 10 yards. I will take that explosiveness. That tells me playmaking ability. Like, when given the time, enough time, gets in the groove, starts seeing how things are panning out, there's a chance he can make a house call at any moment. Sign me up. I love it. And this is another category I love. 220 breakaway yards. Those are the yards you get when you just smoke somebody and you blow yourself out the hole. Bro, 220 out of the 397.
Yeah.
Sign me up for some explosiveness, right? This kid's
Absolutely.
got, from all I'm reading his stats to and talking to you about attributes, he is checking boxes left and right as a guy that I want on my university or at my future NFL franchise. Now, this year alone, like we said, he was buried behind two guys who are now, trying to take their way to the NFL. He still managed to get 106 attempts, 604 yards. He has 7 touchdowns and 5.7 yards per carry. Close to 6 yards per carry, both years, right? He not double, but 200 plus extra yards this year on the ground, right?
Mhm.
Most of it, I'm not gonna lie, most of it came in about 4 games, but
Mhm.
when he was given the opportunity, he took the ball and ran with it. 604 yards, 347 after contact, bro. It's like the light goes off. Ding, bing, ding, boom. Okay, and he charges up more after you hit him. Now we had 10 runs of 10 plus yards in his freshman season. We had 18 this year. Like, more opportunity, more explosiveness coming from Dylan Sampson. And then he's not a one-trick pony. It's not that he has to run to the outside or he has to run to the – my man can run in the zone or in a gap run. Doesn't matter. 40-60 breakdown. That I love. He's not a one-trick pony, which means defenses cannot just line up one way and just stack a box to one side or stuff the inside and make him go outside and have maybe a safety get him. Talk to me about some of these weeks that you liked, that you saw that jumped off the screen of you.
Yeah. So first week 4 versus UTSA, he had 11 carries for 139 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Thank
Pretty
you.
solid. Yeah. Week 5 against South Carolina. I mean, they had a probably top 50 defense this year. 9 attempts, 50 yards, a touchdown. But then he also had 2 receptions, 42 yards. Week 9 against your Wildcats, he had 17 carries, 76 yards, a tutty, Then he also had 4 receptions and 39 yards. And the one that hurts but also impressed me the most was against my Hawkeyes, top 5 defense in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Toted the rock 20 times, 133 yards for 6.7 yards per carry.
Yeah.
And anytime you can do that against a top 5 defense, uh, I mean, you got to get your flowers.
Yeah, I mean, there was times he got stuffed, okay? But dude, there was I saw patience in that ball game, like letting the block set up, then boom, hitting the hole. I seen him go to where the play was supposed to go and see that the hole was getting closed and be able to come off that and just counter off, or just split off the play, go up, cut left, cut right, whatever it may be, just to stay in the positive realm, to keep moving forward.
And him torching up Iowa when Tennessee decided to go to the play action, but that broke down. It allowed Nico to be able to scramble because they were all shifted over towards Dylan.
Right. So yeah, they were smart. They let the workhorse set up the youth, right? And then once the youth started cooking, now you're in trouble because you got both of those guys in the backfield together. You eliminate, I say this all the time, a mobile QB who is a legitimate threat takes away one defender. He has to stay home. He has to spy. And now you have a guy who you kind of need that linebacker to watch as he's coming out the hole, who can't do that no more. So what are you doing? You're bringing a safety down into the box, or you know what I mean, putting him in the nickel to watch this running back. He better be 200 pounds. And if he's not, he's probably going to get shoved off the line or come out the hole and get ran over. So now, when it's like you said, sets up, the play action comes, what happens? Safety's in the box. Your linebacker's watching the quarterback. And that guy in the slot just went downfield wide open for a big chunk yard play. I think this team's got youth and a lot of promise with both Nico and Dylan Sampson. It's that time of the show, my friend, where we get to do our player comps. I guess I'm going to stay with a fellow Vol, right? I'll go with – I get a lot of Alvin Kamara vibes here, right? With, the pass catching capability, how he's improved. Like when Kamara came in to Tennessee, he wasn't really like that crazy pass catcher. And every single year, he got better and better and better to the point where he was known coming into, the NFL as a guy that was a dual threat running back.
Absolutely.
And then we also have Aaron Jones. It just the style of play for me. Like Aaron Jones, everybody was kind of saying that he was like Alvin Kamara, kind of like the mini version of him and stuff. But like longevity, and he looked like he had the fountain of youth in this game, this past week. So like I don't know, this the way he plays. Aaron Jones has always been a guy who loves contacts and keeps it going, and he's been a guy who can catch the ball in the backfield. So the style of playing both of those guys, kind of, I get those vibes with Sampson. What are your guys?
Yeah, so I bounced around for my second comp. Kind of took a twofer on the first one. That being the Cook brothers, Dalvin and James. Mostly for that pinball style, especially Dalvin when he's healthy. Bounces off, can hit a hole, go, sort of running back. And then my second one is Chase Edmonds from Tampa.
Love it.
For that elite speed, the soft hands, utilize them all day in the pass game like Tampa did, this season. So those are my comps.
Yeah, I like Chase Edmonds. I wish he had a couple years, right? Like 2 years where he was decent, like over 1,000-yard back, right? But he's really been known as like a pass catcher these last couple seasons. But I think, maybe given the opportunity, he could probably still be that dude. He just, his health has been a concern for him. Down the stretch here as well too. But I like his style of play. I think that style of play, with all four of the guys, well, five because it's the Cook brothers. You can pluck it and say, okay, I see this aspect of Dalvin's game in him. I see this aspect of James Cook's game in him. But they're all kind of in that box. Cook might be a little bit more of a banger, right?
James is more of a banger than Dalvin. Yeah.
So but yeah, I love it. But we'll be back in for 48 hours. Pretty much. We'll be coming at you now. We're gonna be doing two Tuesday, Thursdays for the off season. We're breaking down more and more guys. So it's been a blast. We always say this all the time. Appreciate the guys, watching the show at home and in the comment section. But if there's someone that you want us to break down, whoever it may be, maybe it's a guy who is now in a new situation as a freshman or a sophomore. What is his aspect, and what do you think he could be going forward? If you'd like us to break it down, hit us up on formerly known as Twitter X or over here on YouTube in the comments, and we'll definitely break it down and bring him up on the screen and talk about him. So, Dino, anything else you want to say before we close this one out?
No, just appreciate everyone watching.
We appreciate you guys. It's been a great year. Everybody's excited. We'll be heading down to Mobile very soon for the Senior Bowl. But catch us in 48 hours. We'll be bringing you another Devy Darling.